Hello, welcome to day 10 of the Trusting Your Visions journey, a 6-week journey where we are trusting our intuition, we are developing our tools for doing so, and we are trying to get out of our own way so that our visions can come through us. It often feels to me like visions are outside of me, and then a dream finds me. And sometimes, we can choose to let go of a dream and sort of say, yeah, you know what, that's not for me. But the ones that stay and the ones that kind of find their place within us, this is then our responsibility, our job to allow them to come forth in the brilliant way that they would like to. So sometimes we end up with questions. Is this in my best interest? Do I need to go that way? Usually we're saying, should we? Dun, 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 dun. I haven't used should in my questions for a number of years now because it feels like should is an expectation set out by someone else. Whereas if it's in my best interest, I want to do it. Should I do it? It just feels like, I don't know, someone telling me what to do. And it also feels like a pressure, just an unneeded pressure. So I would highly recommend that if you're phrasing something when you ask a question, will I go do this thing? Is it in my best interest? Is this option best for my spiritual growth, et cetera, et cetera? Those would be a wise way to ask these questions. We are going to play with pendulums today. So actually, you can notice I'm wearing a crystal here. Something like this could be used as a pendulum because it's just a simple chain with a crystal. So if I'm wearing this necklace, I could always take it off and use it as a pendulum. I always carry a pendulum on me at this point in my life, especially because I'm nomadic. They're so easy just to throw in a bag. And if there's ever a time where I'm, a little bit clouded or getting confused about what I'm doing, sometimes I can just, do a quick clear with a pendulum. I would say I use it a lot less now, but that's because I've used it for so many years. And so I've really developed a trust in my intuition where this just doesn't come up that often. The doubt part doesn't come up enough to sort of pull this out. That being said, I do every now and then I will. And sometimes it's just nice to get extra confirmation. So sometimes I'll be sure of something, but I won't feel confident about it. And this can just help bring a little bit of confidence, extra clarity, extra certainty, especially if none of my friends are free to talk to. If none of my friends are free to talk to and I'm sitting there questioning something, this pendulum becomes the stand-in friend. So welcome to day 10, Trusting Your Visions. We are going to grab a pendulum or a necklace. You can also, there are two other tools that I can teach you right now. One is with muscle testing. So muscle testing, I tend to do this with my hand and then put a finger through. And so if it goes through completely easily, that's a yes. And if it goes, it stops, then that's a no. And so you don't want to like super force it every single time because you're going to be questioning yourself. It's just the easy, like kind of don't even look at it and like, is it a yes? Is it a no? And then you can sort of just feel it. So that's yes, no. It's a kinesiology sort of test. The other way that people often use that works pretty well is swaying forward or swaying backwards, or even swaying left, swaying right. So what you'll have to do is ask your body, what's a yes? And so my body just leaned forward. That's a yes for me. It's like, yeah. And then what's a no? And it's like pulling back. It's like wanting me to resist or contract away from it. So show me a yes, and then show me a no. And so I'm exaggerating it because I'm going with the motion, but as you're getting started, you're going to want to go with whatever the motion is that you're feeling. So test it, and then in order to calibrate, no matter what you're using, so if you're using pendulum, if you didn't see the video the other day, you'll say, show me a yes. And then whatever that motion is, that's your yes. And then show me a no. And for me, it becomes very obvious. It's a line versus a circle. You might also say, show me a maybe. And show me like, don't answer uncertain right now, kind of like you're asking the wrong question. And that would be going to stillness for me, or just a lot less energy. So you can have clockwise, counterclockwise is one thing, clockwise is another. You can have any different format. If you're struggling, you can also calibrate it to choose this way that I just taught you, which is like yes being a circle, no being up and down, or left to right. Whatever feels right for you, truly. And just so that you know, it's not the pendulum that has all the power. It's really us, and we are the inner oracle, and we are the intuitive receptors. And the pendulum allows us a visual cue to respond to it and to see it, because seeing is believing. For most people, that is how we're conditioned. And so this is a great way to begin trusting the unseen that we've already felt and getting confirmation through the pendulum and seeing it in actuality. And I also believe that we get the information we are meant to receive at this time. And so if you ever have that thing where answers are changing, I would love for you to jump into the Trusting Your Vision support journey. That way we can kind of go through individually what might be happening as you are trying to test your intuition. But when people are like, oh, I did the pendulum and it said that he was going to be my fiance. And then 6 months later, we broke up. Well, you needed that 6 months of growth with that person. And so if you had intuited that that person was not someone that you're going to end up with, you might have left them back then, and it might not have been important for your soul. Like it might not have been necessary the way that you think to like leave someone immediately. I think often we are meant to play out a story and to actually to learn through it and to see what happens. And so I do believe that we are receiving intuitive information based on what we need. And so if you're phrasing things like, is it in my highest and best interest to, treat this person as if they'll be my fiance? This is funny because I haven't had this situation. Is it in my highest and best interest to believe that this person is going to be my fiance? Yes. And then at 6 months later, it'd be like, absolutely not. Good riddance, And so it's interesting. I do think that they are bringing you to your ultimate truth. I also do feel that the pendulum use or the body sway is a very quick technique to amplify these micro signals that are already happening in your body, right? So it's a great way to just expand and visualize or feel in your body, feel in the finger muscle testing what is already happening. So I believe it's already there, and we're just allowing our nervous system to reveal itself, really. And so, yes, we'll always feel like an expansion and an opening, and no will always feel like a bit of a contraction, and like a neutral or a not now will kind of be a mixed bag, maybe stillness, maybe just kind of like mixed signals. And so, if you are feeling super emotionally triggered, it may be very difficult for you to listen to these little signals that are going on. So I often will recommend taking some time in nature, taking some time for deep breathing, maybe a little reset, like a good walk or a good meal, something to like nourish you, feel balanced, and bring your nervous system into a place of more receptivity, of being able to listen to what is happening. So we already showed you the calibration, which is like show me a yes, show me a no, or like the maybe or the not now. The body sway is the same thing. And so you notice that like forward or backward pull, and then the muscle testing, of course. And so if one of these isn't working, don't worry about it, because you are just training your body to be able to listen to you and to be able to respond. I personally used to use the like muscle testing if I was out in public and I hadn't brought a pendulum. This was early days. Now I tend to bring it. But I tended to use the muscle testing, and it was easy. You could do it underneath a desk if I was at like a business conversation doing negotiations or something, and I was wondering whether someone would go for a certain offer or something like that. Like, is it my best thing to offer this type of service or whatever? If I was second guessing myself, it's very easy to get a little yes or no. And I often found that it led me in the right direction. So you might ask a first yes or no question. Today, I said we're going to do some stuff. So please write down 2 questions. A first question you might ask, is this aligned for me? Or is now the right time for da 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 da? Is this approach or direction going to be supportive to my growth? And then answer the question. So you want to choose something like small enough that you're not going to get super overwhelmed, but something that really is important to you and that you want clarity on, like something that you're curious about. If it's a big question, you can ask it, but of course, we tend to have a lot more emotional attachments to big questions, so it can be a little bit more confusing. Smaller things are usually easier to stomach if it's a yes or a no. So you choose the questions. So think of two questions, answer those two questions, and then let us know in the comments below what you received or how you're doing with this journey. I would love to know. I know that often this spiritual journey can feel like we are supposed to be in our little silos, and I can do the same thing. I really, really would be curious to know how this is going for all of you, and what questions you are asking. So let yourself be surprised. Go into it with an open mind and see what happens. And then, of course, if you're in the Trusting Your Visions journey, then please go check the journal and do your reflections. And I would also suggest that you go back and check out any of the different exercises that you might have missed, or fill in the blanks, or maybe go revisit something. So you might ask yourself, like, did any of this surprise you? And this is a practice that will allow you to continue strengthening that connection between your inner knowing, that inner oracle, and also the physical reality and the physical world. So perfect for like manifestation and things like that, bringing visions to life. I really do believe that a lot of it is about making decisions. Many people, I see it often. I actually see it. I'll announce this now over on the Heart's Frontier page. But I am leading a spirit-led business mentorship group, and I often see that when I'm in spaces like that, not even just this group, but in the past as well, anytime I work with spirit-led business owners, I tend to find that making decisions is something they want to make sure is in like total alignment and it feels right. And the thing is, it's not always going to feel right when you start. And so sometimes it doesn't even feel right when you're just like changing the game in some kind of way, or even when you are being consistent, something might start to feel off. But feelings aren't always facts, but intuitive knowings are. So if we believe that we are meant to do this work, then we've got to press forward some way or another. And that often requires making decisions. So, I just took this little charm off. I was fidgeting so much. I made this pendulum myself, actually. It's a lovely green aventurine for the heart. And then it has a little pine cone and like oak leaf on it. Um, yeah, I wanted to feel like connected to my heart and to true nature when I created this. And okay, for Oracle Fest, this is the next piece. So I'll be back again tomorrow, of course, or later tonight, posting for tomorrow. But for Oracle Fest, I wanted to let you all know that we've decided to offer a super early bird drop. So we just had launched the early bird this weekend, but then I thought, oh, we've only sent out one email. It would be really fun to like anyone who is currently in our sphere to give you like a really drastic discount for this big Oracle Fest online, which is January 30th to February 2nd, 2026. We are offering it for $288 for the entire long weekend. So it's 4 days. You get all the replays, you get all the access to that big Oracle Fest online. And so 288, that is going to be only until November 24th, so Monday. So you have like less than a week to go in, get the super early bird price. Then we'll go back up to the 333. I will get in touch with the folks who paid 333, make sure that that's all kosher. Hey, we're offering you this discount, don't worry. And yeah, we're going to be giving it at 288 for the next week. So $288 for 4 days, 44 luminaries, panel discussions, live readings every day, sound healing every day. It's going to be so jam-packed. Like this last Oracle Fest, the big one in January, was so transformative. I can't wait to bring you another even more powerful event. That's why I'm calling it the big Oracle Fest online. This one's even bigger than last year. Last year we had 28 amazing speakers. This year we're going up to 44. It was a number that I felt as I was journeying to Oracle Mountain. And no matter where you are on your journey, this is a amazing step because you will be able to connect more deeply to potential mentors. You're going to receive personal activations, and each of us honor you as the inner oracle in yourself. So none of us are going to be trying to bring you to some weird commune, or you don't have to have that same kind of fear. I've vetted these people as far as I can see. We have similar values, and they really believe in supporting people and wanting to support you on your journey. Many of them have written oracle decks, or are authors, so if you're interested in doing something like that yourself, there will be so many opportunities for you to learn. And of course, if you have one of these tickets, you could ask questions in the Zoom room. You'll be with us for the entire journey. So highly recommend. We're going to have other aspects as well coming out, but I just wanted to say we are having this super early bird sale for the next week. So act now if you would like to join us for the big Oracle Fest Online. This is the least expensive offer you are going to find for it throughout, because of course we raise the prices as we get closer and closer to the event. So we will see you there.